Hey, how's it going everyone? Welcome to a video. Now I'm sure a lot of you have already seen this before. Maybe some of you haven't been made aware of this figure's release. And for those that, well, have seen it, but checking out the video anyway, thank you so much for coming. Really do appreciate it. Now, anyway, jumping straight into it, this is the Son Goku Kaioken 180,000 power level release. Now, this is a bit of a random surprise, bit of a, I guess, community lore or history behind it. So jumping into that part, at the end of 2023, online popped a, I can't remember his name, so if you do remember, drop it in the comments below. But a user posted a screenshot or a photo of this figure and the receipt saying, hey, I just got this at Walmart. And a lot of people were calling it fake, there's whole back and forth. And in that, part where everyone wasn't sure if this was real or fake or a mystery drop by Tamashi, I reached out to Bandai and did get confirmation that it is a American Walmart Target exclusive, and they had released it early. So that's one reason why you should jump on the Discord, and there is a link below. Best place to get the latest news and details and all that. It's definitely the best place to get all the latest news straight away if you are into collecting online. But anyway, so coming back to it, this is a American exclusive. So I think December started popping up in a few Walmart shops, and coming into 2024 it started appearing in Target as well, and it seems to be getting a lot easier to get now, which is great. So from what I understand, Walmart released it quite early. A lot earlier than what they were meant to. There hadn't been any official announcements, but it is now up on the US side for the official Tamashi site, so you can check out details there as well. So while this looks like it's a straight budget re-release of the other Kaioken Goku, there are some subtle differences which we will cover in this video, mainly with the finish and those faces. I know a lot of people will be asking, hey, if I've got my original, do I need this one? Well, I'll give you some reasons why you probably don't need it. Or maybe if you do want to get for collector's sake later in the video. But the way I got it here in Japan was my good mate Hav from Discord. He managed to find it in the US and he picked it up for me and he sent it over. So really thankful to him. So thank you so much for hooking me up with this release, so I can add it into my collection and so I can give you guys all a video rundown as well. Now for the box itself, I do have the original release here as well, and as you can see straight away, obviously the title of the figure is different, but the posing as well, whereas Goku standing straight opposed to the bent over powering up look, and straight away you can see the difference in finish. As you know, the original one does have that kind of jelly shiny look, whereas the new one is a lot more muted. Not quite as subtle as the original 1.0 release, but definitely a quite different styling towards the others at least. And then on the back, again, we have a selection of images showcasing what the figure does come with. Again, different to the original release. So if you are new to collecting and you're wondering which one is which, that is going to be the main thing to look at, is obviously the images on the box, and then also I believe on the back we have the updated Bandai number code logo there as well, which did change not too long ago actually, compared to when this figure was released. This was, I think, 2018, 2019, so it's been quite a few years now actually. So it is cool that we are getting updated releases or re-releases, but I just wish it wasn't region locked, and especially not behind the big retailers like Walmart and Target. But anyway, besides that, let's pop him out and see what he does come with. Okay, so Goku here is in the center. You can already see it's got the serious look on him. He does come with the same hair flowing up from powering up, as well as the more base look here. And then we get the two additional faceplates there. Same with the hands, same selection as the original release, with the grip for Kamehameha and then the martial arts grip, and then obviously the closed fist already on Goku. So yeah, in that sense, exactly the same, though as we'll see a little bit later, the expressions, while they are covering the same situation, they are a different take. I think that's going to be one of the main points to pay attention to if you want this figure or not. But yeah, let's pop them out of this so we can take a closer look at the finish. So we have the new exclusive Goku standing out, the original 2.0 release here, and the powering up pose. Just so you can get a closer look at the difference in finish, because hopefully it's coming through clearly on camera, but in person, man, these are so different. For what is essentially the same version of Goku, Kaioken, these are two very different takes on the release. The real kind of candy-like finish on the original 2.0, opposed to the more muted, softer, less saturated colors on the exclusive one here. Definitely have more of a brown coming through for the inner shirt, whereas the original 2.0 is more purple. And that is the same for his boots as well. And then more of an orange color for the highlights or the stripes on the boots, whereas we get a bit more of a peachy pink on the original release. And then the same with the hair, more brown opposed to purple. I guess that is probably the main takeaway from this in terms of the highlights or the additional colors that complement the gi. The new one's more brown opposed to purple on the original one, and we don't have that metallic-y finish either in the plastic or paint. So that is the main takeaway. I'm not sure which one I personally prefer. I think both of these work well, and they are a nice take either way on the figure. Maybe the original one will pair nicer with the red Aura Blast, since it is more like he's powering up. It has that more ki energy flowing around, which is nice. Whereas this is more, he's like powered up in that, and it's like kind of dissipated around. Now he's about to walk in and absolutely smash Ginyu. So yeah, definitely interesting there. Let me know in the comments below which one of these finishes you personally prefer. And then a little bit later in the video as well, I'll also get out the 1.0 for another lineup comparison when we go over the final four. So keep an eye out for that at the end if you are also interested in a 1.0 comparison. Since the 2.0 articulating Goku has been around for a long time, I won't dwell on the articulation, so let's just jump straight into the facial expression comparisons, and we'll compare both of these figures with each other. Okay, so we have the original on the left, the exclusive on the right. So these are the neutral faces, the subtle frowning one with the up right here, or the I guess powered up here. So the main thing I want you to pay close attention to for each one of these faces is the shape of the eye. And this is going to be one, I think, important factor that definitely made me think, actually, I don't need the new one. Now, see if you have a look at it, see if anything kind of sticks out to you already. I'll go over each face first, and then I'll kind of point out what it is that sticks out, and then kind of see what you guys think as well. But at least the main difference with these, they are both looking straightforward, and it is just the shape of the eyes there, with the rounded look on the left and the more sharper, squinting looking style on the new one. So next up is that teeth gritting look, and straight away you can see the difference. The original one's looking straight, whereas the new one is actually looking over to the right hand side and subtly to the up direction as well. So whereas the first one was the same expression, looking forward in that kind of frowning look, these ones again teeth gritting, but a different take. So that's one of the big differences so far. And again, pay attention to the eyes. We have the bigger, rounder eyes on the original, whereas the new one is that smaller, slender looking eye. One thing also to point out as well is the original one had colouring around the teeth as well to really bring them out, whereas with the new one we only have it between the teeth. So it's I guess due to the whiteness it does stick out, but it isn't as highlighted as much as the original. I guess that is due to this one meant to be a bit more, I guess, flowing with ki everywhere that you kind of have the light bouncing and giving the highlights and the depth and detail there, whereas this one is a lot more softer on that side of things. And then finally, the final face, again, a big difference here, both mouth open screaming, but the original one here with the straight look, mouth open really wide, whereas the new exclusive Goku, he's looking up to the top left. So opposite direction of the other face, but again, a difference from the original release. The mouth as well, it is open, but I feel like not as big as the original. And then again, big wide round eyes, and then the smaller squinting eyes on the new Goku here. Besides that, I feel like the blushing or the extra detailing under the eyes is a little bit more visible on the new one. It is there on the original, but I feel like it is a little bit more softer in terms of the colouring, so it doesn't stick out as much. No big difference, but just one small thing to highlight there. Okay, so we have a Goku lineup here now, and hopefully this is bringing together my point about the eyes. So we have the exclusive Goku in the center, the original 2.0 Kaioken Goku, the 1.0 Kaioken Goku, 1.0 Goku, and then the Super Saiyan 2 event exclusive Super Saiyan Goku. So hopefully you can see it, may be a little bit far from the camera, so I do apologize, but have a close look at the eyes. So when this first got announced or saw the images around, I was pretty excited. I was talking with my Japanese mate, and he pointed out one key point that made me go, oh yeah, actually that makes it a little bit weird, I don't really need it. I kind of took away the strong desire that I must have this. And that is, this is Kaioken Goku, but his eyes are shaped like it's drawn when he's Super Saiyan. So whenever he is base form, and even the Kaioken versions, up until he went Super Saiyan, the eyes were more rounder, opposed to, I guess, more triangle-like. So these are a bit more of an extreme version, but really round, big eyes. The 2.0 Goku has it, the original one has it, but when you compare the eyes of the new one and the Super Saiyan, I think it becomes a lot more clear that, yeah, this is Kaioken Goku, but with a Super Saiyan design head and eyes, which when I saw them I realized, actually, you know what, I much prefer the original release in terms of a Kaioken Goku release. Don't get me wrong, these facepaints look good, but when that was pointed out to me, I couldn't really unsee it, right? So I'm curious to know what everyone else thinks. If you feel the same way after having pointed out, if you notice it as well yourself, definitely let me know in the comments below. Now, in saying that, that doesn't make this a bad release. So we'll jump into the final thoughts now to kind of cover that. So the pros for this, it's a great alternative or option for those in America to pick up a Kaioken Goku who may be new to collecting. May not be accurate for the eye design for what Kaioken Goku normally or should have. However, it is a alternative or an easier to pick up option since this guy's quite old now. Yeah, you know, it's I think what, 35 US, around that price point, you know, in terms of a budget release, which is awesome. Gives something for new collectors to pick up and maybe bring more people into collecting S.H Figuarts. More people collecting, more people buying means more options for us to get in the future. So that is always a win-win in my books. Now, the massive con, exclusives, I don't, event exclusive, region exclusives, store, no, I don't like exclusives. I feel like everyone should get equal chance to be able to collect and have access to these figures. Sure, maybe drop it there first, you know, 6 months later, give it a wider release as well, though there hasn't been any word if that will happen or not. Hopefully, I'm hoping other regions will get the chance of picking up this figure. I know a lot of people are wanting it, and people like me who kind of want to maybe not necessarily collect everything, but you know, kind of give it their best shot of, you know, completing the main collection, especially for me for when it comes to Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, and you know, probably GT as well. Super, if it's an exclusive, I will keep. Other ones I tend to remove later. You know, it is a 2.0 Goku body. I think that's a good use for those older bodies now, is mainly just for re-releases or maybe exclusives. If it was an updated body, whew, that would be even worse. So I'm glad they didn't go down that road. Who knows, maybe in the future they will, but I'm hoping for any exclusives going forward, same for event exclusives, they just stick with the older 2.0 body types. Now, the other I guess pro for this, it is an option for the coloring, and I really do like the coloring for this body. It is another alternative, though I feel like the original 1.0 is still my favorite in terms of Kaioken aesthetic. I like the more black colors there with the washed out muted reds and kind of pinks in there that he has from this aura flowing, and then I like the difference with the 2.0, which is a lot more vibrant, metallic-y, jelly-like, which I have an aura behind as well. And the new one's kind of like an in-between without the white, a lot more muted. So from that point of view, since I have these two, I don't think this is a must-have, but it is a nice alternative. So yeah, I think it is one of those figures, if you see it, it's worth picking up. If you're a huge collector, it's probably definitely a cool item to have in your collection. But I don't think it's a must-have. I don't think you should be going out dropping huge amounts, buying it from resellers or anything like that. Just be patient. Stock appears to be getting a lot more common now. I've seen a lot more people picking them up, which is good. So just be patient, wait. I'm sure you will get your chance of finding it in store yourself, or at the very least maybe you can get a friend who can hook you up at retail price. So yeah, before we wrap up, I will do a quick head swap for these two for anyone that is interested to see how that works. But if you have enjoyed this comparison video, please do like, subscribe, and leave lots of comments. It is always fun reading. If you want to see more of these types of videos comparing an older figure with a newer release or some differences like that, definitely let me know. I have done one or two way in the past where I did the Super Saiyan 3 1.0 and 2.0, and I think I did it the Scouter Vegeta release as well from memory. So yeah, if you're keen to see more of those videos, let me know, and it's something I can start working on as well. Maybe a Frieza one, go through all the different Frieza figures, could be pretty cool, especially once we get full power and Mecha Frieza later this year. So that's one I might need to start planning actually. But yeah, anyway, let me move these out of the way and we can do a quick head swap before wrapping up. So as we can see, the heads will switch around, and it doesn't look too bad. A little bit weird how this is purple and this is brown, and then vice versa on the other release. But it doesn't stick out as much as what I thought it would. For display purposes, I wouldn't go for this, but maybe for some photos it could work actually. So it's something I might need to keep in mind in the future. But it's pretty cool that you can switch your heads around like this, at least with some more options. And then finally we have the faceplate change as well. I feel like the faceplates are better to change than the actual heads on the body, since the hair is drastically different. But the faceplates actually blend in really well, and for the most part I probably wouldn't notice unless I was super familiar with the figures that they weren't from this actual release. So yeah, that is pretty cool, and one additional option that obviously you can do if you pick up the new Walmart Target USA exclusive Kaioken. Was it 180,000 power level Son Goku Kaioken. So yeah, that is it for the video. As I mentioned previously, if you like this video, please do subscribe, and like, it really does help. And more importantly, drop comments and let me know what else you would love to see for future videos. So yeah, that is it. So again, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, cheers.